Hi, and welcome to part 3 of the 20-year history of MTV's Jackass. If you haven't already watched parts 1 and 2, I suggest you do so first to catch up. Now, on to part 3.
One of the actors who did stunts in the well-known Jackass movies has died.
Fans and stars of MTV's Daredevil series Jackass are remembering Ryan Dunn, who gained fame on that show.
Police say Dunn and a passenger in his 2007 Porsche died early Monday.
On June 20th, 2011, tragedy struck. Ryan Dunn sadly passed away as a result of a high-speed car crash in West Goshen Township, Chester County, Pennsylvania. The cause of the crash was determined to be from speeding and driving whilst under the influence. According to investigators at the scene, Dunn's Porsche 911 GT3 was possibly travelling between 132 or 140 miles per hour, and his blood alcohol level at the time of the crash, according to the toxicology report, was twice the state's legal maximum limit of 0.08%. These factors contributed to Dunn's Porsche veering off the road and jumping a guardrail, resulting in the fatal crash. He was just 34 years old. Dunn's passenger in the car at the time of the crash was 30-year-old Zachary Hartwell. Hartwell, who had worked with Dunn on Jackass No. 2 and was also a former US Navy veteran, tragically died from the resulting crash. Adding to the tragedy of Ryan's death was the fact that he had just recently overcome a battle with depression, which he had been struggling with since 2008. This depression was brought on in part by anxiety and also by medication he was taking to treat a blood clot, which had resulted from a shoulder injury sustained during the filming of Jackass No. 2.
Sense the excitement.
What?
I sense the excitement.
I'm on medication. The last thing I can be thinking about right now is
Are you hurting?
oh god, you don't even understand.
Are you sick?
Yeah, I got blood clot, nerve damage, all because of this garbage. So shoot, I just put 2 needles in my body. That was fun.
Ryan was also suffering from Lyme disease, which left him exhausted and only deepened his depression. As a result, he withdrew from Jackass for 2 years and became very reclusive. This depression was the reason he did not participate in the Jackass 24-hour takeover event or Jackass 2.5. Dunn's death had a profound influence on his fellow castmates. Of Dunn's passing, Knoxville said, "I'm just very sad because I lost my brother and my world got about 134% less funny. I don't know what else to say right now, so I will close with, I love you, Ryan. I have a lot of emotions swirling, but I want you to know I love you so very much." Fellow castmate SteveO tweeted, "I don't know what to say, except I love Ryan Dunn, and I'm really going to miss him." Jackass director Jeff Tremaine would say,
"There's such a hole in the family now. Jackass is really, it's never going to be the same. It's the worst thing ever."
Out of the Jackass cast and crew, Ryan's best friend Bam would take the news of his passing the hardest. Bam was almost inconsolable upon hearing the news. A distraught Bam at the scene of the crash would say,
"I've never lost anybody that I care about. It's my best friend. The happiest person ever. The smartest guy. He had so much talent. And he had so many things going for him. It was the worst phone call I've ever got in my life, waking up to that."
Bam subsequently turned to alcohol to help deal with his grief. And whilst he had struggled previously with drinking and bulimia throughout most of his late 20s, Dunn's death would now cause his drinking to spiral completely out of control. Bam would spend years in a depression exacerbated by Dunn's death, self-medicating with food and alcohol. He would drink pints of vodka mixed with purple Gatorade from 11 AM well into the night. During this period, Bam would lock himself in his basement for weeks at a time, drinking heavily whilst he attempted to edit 11 terabytes of footage into a documentary dedicated to Dunn called Earth Rocker.
"My best friend Ryan Dunn died in a car accident 4 years ago. He's dead and gone. Now I stay at home like a fucking hermit. I'm not gonna take any shit from anybody. You don't have to be a musician to be an Earth Rocker. I live for this shit. I love it. Bring it the fuck on."
Whilst Bam toiled away on his tribute documentary, work began on a new entry in the Jackass franchise, a spin-off that would be a fresh take on a familiar formula and head in a different direction. This film would be called Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa. It would be directed by Jeff Tremaine once again, however Knoxville was the only member of the main cast of Jackass to return, playing the titular Bad Grandpa character, in a similar fashion to Sacha Baron Cohen's Borat and its follow-up Bruno. When released on October 25th, 2013, the film became yet another financial hit for Jackass, earning over $151 million against a $15 million budget. It also became the first movie in the franchise to be nominated for an Academy Award.
Here are the nominees for achievement in makeup and hairstyling. Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa.
The movie was also tastefully dedicated to the memory of Ryan Dunn. With the main franchise on hiatus after the death of Ryan Dunn, Bam struggling with depression and alcoholism, and Knoxville, Tremaine and Jones moving on with other projects, Jackass was at an impasse. Most of the cast were also now moving on with their personal lives, families and other business ventures. Additionally, they had also all built up an accumulation of injuries over the years. Aaron McGeehee alone has had more than 25 stunt-related surgeries. Despite the hiatus, the cast mostly kept themselves busy in the years since with other projects. Johnny Knoxville moved on to writing and producing movies such as Action Point and an upcoming documentary about singer David Allan Coe. SteveO is now 12 years sober, has become a vegan, released an autobiography, and is now a successful stand-up comedian and YouTuber with nearly 6 million subscribers. In 2013, Spike Jonze went on to direct the Oscar-winning film Her, starring Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson, and also directed a documentary about the Beastie Boys for Apple TV Plus in 2020. Chris Pontius, Dave England, Preston Lacey and Wee Man tour the US and abroad with a live show where they perform stunts, pranks and comedy routines.
And we just wanted to let you know we're coming down to see all of you.
Wee Man is also an investor in Mexican restaurant chain Chronic Tacos, and Aaron McGeehee is now a photographer touring with several bands around the US. In 2014, Jackass director Jeff Tremaine would launch a new production company called Gorilla Flix, producing content for MTV, WWE, ESPN and Adult Swim. In 2015, after years of mourning, Bam finally stopped working on his tribute documentary to Dunn as he felt it was simply impossible to distill their friendship down to just 2 hours and was causing him too much pain. Bam would go on to marry longtime girlfriend Nicole Boyd in 2013, with her giving birth to their son, Phoenix Wolfmar Jarrett, on December 23rd, 2017. And after many failed attempts at sobriety, including an appearance with his mother April on Family Therapy with Dr. Jen, and also an appearance on Dr. Phil, Bam seemingly gave up alcohol and refocused on his original love, skateboarding. In 2019, Bam wrote, "I have spent enough time grieving over Ryan Dunn through alcohol. I'm 39 years old. The party is over. I don't plan on drinking anymore. But only time will tell." Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the 4th and final part of the series. Also, if you found this topic as intriguing as I did, don't forget to drop a like, and remember to subscribe for more intriguing content like this in the future.